Today is part 3 of turning $1,000 to $100,000 flipping cars. And the main part we're going to be going over today is doing a detail to get this Ford Escape ready for sale. This is a key part when it comes to buying and selling cars, so make sure you stay along the whole video. You don't want to miss it. And for the people that are going to stay with me to the end of the video, I'm also going to be giving out something completely for free, so make sure you stay tuned for that. All right, it's freezing out here. Let's get to it. What's up guys, this is Jamal from Flipping University. In this channel, I help people go from amateur to expert flipping cars so that they can build a life of freedom. And I'm going to be posting up at least one video per week, so make sure you stay tuned. Now, a lot of people just kind of skip right past this process of actually making the car presentable. But truthfully, this is one of the most important processes of actually buying and selling cars. Because although yes, at the end of the day, you want to make sure the car is actually safe to drive for the person that's buying it, the reality is that people actually buy with their eyes. Regardless if it's a car that's for $1,000 or $2,000 or way above that, people buy with their eyes. So if they get to see the car and it's looking like trash right when they see it, they have a much higher chance of walking away. All right, so now let's go over how we're going to go about actually cleaning the car. This is actually what I would suggest you guys to do if you don't have your own hose at home where you could be washing your car at your house. As you saw with me from the first video, I'm only going to be doing this on the street, so it's not like I have my own garage to be working from or anything like that. So one option that you could take that I was able to do is you can sign up for a local car wash around you. This one's around $15 a month, and then you can get unlimited washes. And then on top of that, there's also vacuums that they have here where you can actually vacuum out the car as well. So this is going to be perfect if you're actually doing a couple of cars a month. And if you want to do your own car as well, you could do that too. What I will say is that I don't really get how people will be coming through here with some nice cars. Like I'll be seeing M4s and everything coming through here, ripping their paint up, going through the car wash. If I had a car like that, I would not ever be going through a car wash like this. Best believe I am hand washing that thing every single time. But first, we're going to take it through the car wash, and then after that, we're going to start vacuuming out the car. All right, so as you can see, the car is pretty dirty, so we definitely have a good detailing job ahead of us. There's a lot of stuff on the floor we have to pick up, and these seats are looking extra filthy. So the first thing we're gonna do is just pick up all the loose scrap, and then after picking up the scrap, we're gonna start getting the vacuuming done. All right, so we just picked up all the loose scrap. Now we're gonna move on to actually vacuuming out the car. All right, so now we got back from the car wash. That was the first thing, just getting the outside looking a little bit better, as well as just cleaning up the big things inside the car. But now the next thing is cleaning up these dirty seats and these dirty carpets. It looks like the person was trying to decorate the car with coffee stains. Now this is where it kind of splits into two different ways. If the car doesn't really look that bad inside and it's just small stains, it's not really things that's like deep stains inside the seats, then you could just use something like this, spray it on the seats, scrub it in a little bit, and then just wipe it off with the rag. But for seats as bad as these, it's a little bit more of a process. The first thing that we are going to do is just use that cleaner. We're going to spray it along the seats, and then we're going to use this drill with the brush attachment to really get into the stains. You don't need the drill. You could just use a regular brush and scrub it manually. But honestly, I would really suggest getting one if you're going to be doing this. It saves a lot of time, and you don't have to have a whole workout just from cleaning the car. All right, so first thing, we're just going to be spraying it along the fabric. And then after that, we're just going to go behind it with the drill attachment to actually scrub into the seats. All right, now this is how it's looking after I went over it with the drill brush and the cleaner. As you could see, it's definitely a lot better than it was before, but it's still not perfect. You can still see a lot of stains on the side there. Now what we're going to be using is this Spot Clean Pro right here, just to actually suck up all the interior dirt that's still in the seats. And the reason you want to do this is just because it's a much deeper clean. Let's say if you just did the process of just cleaning it with the brush and you left it at that, if the seats are really dirty, it could literally be something just as simple as dropping water onto those seats, and that stain is going to come right back. And to be honest, nowadays, especially with the whole COVID stuff going on, not only do you want the car to look good, but you really want it to be sanitary. You don't want to give it to the next person and the person ends up catching COVID just from the car that you sold it. So I just filled up the wet vacuum with some hot water and some soap, and then all you're going to be doing is just spraying the water out, and then after that just going behind it and then sucking up all the dirt. And now this is how the seats are looking after. Now we're just going to repeat that same process with the rug and the rest of the car. And all of that delicious water right there is all the water that was trapped into those seats. All right, so it is not even finished yet, but it is already looking so much better than before. Now we don't need to be wearing a hazmat suit every time we're jumping into this car. Now the next thing we're going to be doing is using this quick interior detailer and then following it up with the brush right after. You could go ahead and just use the microfiber cloth right after using the cleaner. The brush is a lot better at actually being able to get deep into what you're cleaning. And there's some spots around here that you're not really going to be able to get to well just with the cloth alone. So just spray all over and then clean in there with the brush. And then just follow it up after wiping it off with the towel. And then we're just going to follow the same process around the rest of the dashboard. Right, so as you can see, the car is looking a lot cleaner from the dashboard as well. I don't know if you could see it before, but there was a lot of dust, there was a lot of grime. But now that we actually have the car clean, we're going to move on to the next step. And the next step is just sealing it with a protectant. So this is going to do two things. First of all, it's actually going to protect the dashboard from UV rays and things that will mess it up in the future. But on top of that, it's also going to give it a nice shine. And one thing I will say real quick, you could either use the natural shine protectant or you could use the Supreme Shine, which is the one that I'm using. I usually like to use the Supreme Shine just because when people are going to check out the cars, I like to really make the car pop. But this is really personal preference. It's up to you what you want to do. And one other thing too, I actually want to ask you guys, what's your favorite brand when it comes to actually detailing cars? For me, as you could see, a lot of my products is Meguiar's. That's probably one of my main go-tos. But let me know what you guys' favorite is too. I want to know what other people like and dislike. But all we're going to be doing is just spraying it along the dashboard and then just wiping it off after. And now there you go. This thing looking nice and purty. And of course, right when I'm about to finish up detailing the car, it has to start raining. Well, I had to wait for another day where it actually stopped raining. I will say for these next couple of parts, I'm gonna have to quickly jump through it because it is dumb cold out here. To be honest, I can't be recording the whole thing. I'm probably gonna end up catching frostbite trying to record every part of it. But as a quick thing, I'm gonna be blackening out the trim to make it pop a little more. The wheels aren't that dirty, but I'm gonna be cleaning them up. And I'm also gonna be restoring the headlights. Now, one of the things that I also ended up using was this black acrylic leather paint just to make that center console pop a little bit more. As you guys could see before, the whole thing was really faded out. And this is how it was looking after. I gotta say, huge shout out to my girl. She was actually the one that showed me about this method. It definitely makes a huge difference. All right, so I just finished up doing everything that I just mentioned, brightening up the trim a little bit from the outside and cleaning the wheels. And now that the car is ready for sale, I'm gonna take some good pictures and then post it up on Facebook. And it looks like we should be able to sell the car between $2,000 and $2,500. And now two different things, if you guys are actually interested in getting auction access yourself, that's the same way I was able to get this steal of a deal myself. Go to the link below. You can schedule a time where we can talk for like 10 to 20 minutes where I could just show you the full process of how I did it. And then on top of that, I'm also gonna be setting up a 30-minute coaching call for anyone that's actually looking to do the same thing as me, buying and selling cars. This is going to be completely free. You don't have to pay anything. Just set up a time that works for you. But I'm going to do my best to put together a strategy to help you actually get started with this whole thing. I will say though, this is going to be limited time. I'm not going to be doing this forever, so it's going to depend on when you actually click the link. And in the next part of this series, we're going to be going over getting this car sold and then what car we'll be rolling to with the profits from this car. So make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell to be alerted right when the video comes out. All right guys, till next time, peace.